Right now, the Senate Budget Committee is holding a hearing on tax dodging by the wealthy, big corporations. Senator Mike Braun is the Republican senator from Indiana and joins me now. Is Budget Committee member too. Senator, are wealthy people and wealthy corporations really dodging taxes?
They're doing what the tax code says they can do, Stu. So if we want to fix it, Democrats and Republicans ought to be for what I'm for. Get rid of all the loopholes, all the tax credits, all the stuff that's been built into our tax code. Simplify it so you can't do the lawful things that you're tempted to do. So that's called avoidance, not evasion. But the big issue is we're now spending 25% of our GDP with the enterprising that's been going on, where historically it's been closer to 20. And regardless of how much we spend, if you look at revenue that we generate over 50 years, high rates, low rates, we only average about 18% of our GDP. So this whole idea that we're going to do anything, I haven't seen it in the little over 4 years I've been here. And sadly, it's driven by the defense hawks and neocons on our side, 14 of them or so, that line up with almost every Democrat who is unapologetic about borrowing and spending the money. And now we're doing $1.5 trillion deficits annually. It's shameful, really.
It's a real mess. Speaker McCarthy, he wants to limit spending to the levels it was at 2022, and he wants to limit spending increases to just 1% annually from here on out. You can get this if the Republicans remain united, but I suspect, Senator, they're not united.
Well, let's look at what's happened in the past. Generally, I put a budget out there, privilege motion, about a year ago, that would balance this over 10 years. That would be so easy for a CEO to do. Say if they were out of line in their business, you'd get it done in 2 or 3 years, and there'd be cuts involved, not 1% increases. But we'll see. Will we hold together? Are we the party of fiscal conservatism? It's going to be on the line. I think Kevin is going to do what they need to do there. They'll get it through. Let's see what we do in the Senate.
Are you critical of your leadership in the Senate, Mitch McConnell?
I'm critical of whoever's been here for a long time, that now Democrats say modern monetary theory, which means deficits and debt don't make any difference. At least 14 or 15 Republicans buy into that when they hold defense sacrosanct. That's the most important thing we do as a federal government. They did an audit recently on their assets of $3.5 trillion, could only find 39% of what's on their balance sheet. Room for improvement. You waste as much money there. Until we hold the line across the board, don't expect anything to change here in the U.S. Senate.
I think we've had this discussion before. Senator Mike Braun.
We have.
Yeah, many times. Thanks for joining us, Senator. I know we'll see you again. Thank you, sir.